All right. Hello, thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited that you're here. I have a special treat in store for you. I am super excited and honored to introduce you to my six-figure mentor, coach, and friend, Vitaliy Dubinin. He is an amazing guy. If you don't know him, you need to. He over-delivers on everything he does, especially for his team and everybody in his members area. He really goes above and beyond to make sure we have everything we need to succeed. I have never met anybody like him. His smile and his energy are contagious. He is a world traveler. He loves to have fun. He's a family man. He lives life on his own terms. He is definitely living the lifestyle I know so many of us are working towards. And he is killing it online. In the last 5 months alone, he has made well over $100,000, and he did it all without spending a penny on paid advertising, which is unheard of almost in this industry. And I think I heard him say recently his best month so far was $62,000. So he definitely knows what he is doing, and I am grateful that he has agreed to let me pick his brain a little bit today. So be sure to turn your speakers up and pay attention, because I know he's going to share some good stuff with us. So
absolutely. You're awesome, Tiffany. I'm glad to be here, to be part of this interview and ready to deliver as much value as I can, and definitely didn't start this way of $62,000 in a month, but it just shows to prove what is possible when you are constantly focusing on your growth. So let's get it going.
Let's do it. If you would start by sharing a little bit on your background, what you were doing before you came online, how long you've been in the industry, and how long it took you before you started to see some success.
Well, before I came into this industry, I for like eight years ago, this is the first time somebody introduced me to the magical, mystical world of network marketing. You know, I came to a meeting. There was like a hotel meeting. People are talking on stage and drawing circles there. And I'm like, oh, you know, some people are actually making some money here, you know? So this is how it all got started. The entrepreneurial bug lit inside of me. And I said, there is something here, you know? I love the people. I was right there, started to do personal development, started reading books, and I listened to people like Tony Robbins, for example. And it all makes sense to me. And my first shot at this industry was a total failure. You know, I actually didn't want to go to any hotel meetings or organize any home parties because I was living with my mom. You know, I didn't want to bring anybody to my home anyways. You know, so I turned online, and back then my English was terrible, and I tried to set up a little blog and started blogging and doing some videos. I saw a guy who back then he created a video and then blasted all one video to 100 different video sharing sites, you know, in an instant. And there was a little software back then that I turned the text and created like an animation, like an article, turning into a video. So I was like typing it in, turning into video, and trying to blast it to 100 different video sites and driving some traffic to my blog. And it was all looked so amateurish. It was so funny. And the videos that I did make, I was like, my name is like, it was so terrible. Looking back, of course, after 8 months of doing this thing, I made nothing, no money. And my mom was kind of like, you know, when you're going to start getting a real job, you know, and getting back to school and start studying the university. And I had, my daughter was born, and like I had to do something. So I got myself a job, and I went to study in the university. And I kind of gave in on this industry for a while, for like 4 or 5 years. I didn't touch it, and just focused on my studies in the university. Well, in the meantime, my passion for personal development has never really went away. During this time, I kept studying, I kept growing, even though I was not doing anything. I was just feeding my mind, because I knew somewhere my time will come. I will have a comeback. And after enough of this, you know, repetition and plugging into the good stuff, and you know, going in a couple local seminars in Israel, and people are making money online, I'm like, I just cannot handle it anymore. I have to do something about it. I have to figure it out. I got to start something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I have to do something because I'm sick and tired of waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning, have to be in the job at 8 a.m. in the morning. I was back then working as a bank teller, counting other people's money. Not my money, other people's money, you know, all those checks depositing. Sometimes guys came with like $20,000 cash depositing. I'm like, all right. And it was so boring, you know, like every single day at the same time, my soul was dying. And I'm like, it has to stop. And I remember it vividly, like right now. I went online and I typed in how to make money online, you know, and I started looking at different ways to make money online, and I got involved. Eventually, I got sucked into one person's funnel, and it all looked nice. And I invested $50 to get started with this. So it's just $50, I can have it, no problem. So I started going through the process, and then I'm in the university getting a call from a Mexican guy. And he's like, oh, so you've been going through our system? Like, yeah, well, you know, people are making $20,000 a month here in this system. You got to do this. I'm like, really? They're really making $20,000? Are you making $20,000? Of course I'm making $20,000. Like, okay. Well, I got and I borrowed $15,000 from the bank. It's not that was required to get started, but I said, they give it all to me, I'll just take it, you know. and I went on and I rented in a little space, little office space, 2 meters by 2 meters, like tiny, with no windows whatsoever. Like you close the door and you're like in a box sitting there. So I put a little table, a little mini laptop that is so old, and I put it in there. And there was a Saturday morning, and I remember like looking at my textbooks and like, this is not what I want to do in my life. I don't want to be an employee. I don't want to finish this degree. I don't want to spend another minute doing something I'm not passionate about. So there were like 2 courses before graduation. I put it all aside. I called my mom and I said, I am quitting on the university. I'm not going to continue with that. She's like, what? Of course, she was not happy with that at all, because she helped fund the education. Mm-hmm. But I said, this is my decision. So I just went online and I just started focusing like a madman. You know, this is my entire focus for when I wake up till the moment I go to bed. I quit my job, quit the university, so I had the time. But I went on and I tried to see, you know, what I'm going to do with it. I set up a little blog. I started doing videos, and I paid for a guy for mentoring, you know, to coach me, to see he was successful, and like, let me pay you. Like, what are you doing to be successful? I was obsessed. I needed to make it work, to do something. After a month and a half, I had my first breakthrough. I made $1,000. After a month and a half of working nonstop. And then it was a period of 8 months where I didn't make nothing, like anything. It was like, what the heck? You know, I made this money, and now suddenly they're like, no matter what I do, I'm not getting any money for 8 months. And I showed up every single day, and I didn't stop. I didn't give up, because, you know, I said, I'm going to figure it out no matter what. I'm not going backwards. I burned the bridges. I'm not going to the university. I'm not going to find a job. I took another loan of $15,000 because the first $15,000 I spent it all pretty quickly, you know. So I took another loan for $15,000. I said, I've got to make this happen. So after I attended my first live event in the United States in the industry, things started to slowly change for me. And in the beginning of like 2015, I started making like a couple $1,000s a month, and it was pretty consistent. And then it grew to 5,000, to then suddenly 7, then 10, then 12, you know. things were never the same again since then. I was just like an unstoppable human being, you know, on a roll, on a mission to change people's lives. And from there, things just got better and better, where at one point I made it $62,000 in a single month. And I'm now trying to beat it all the time. You know, I know I can do it. My goal is $100,000 in a month. There's other people are doing it, and I can do it as well. So that's kind of my background.
Awesome. I know you can do it too. And that's very encouraging to hear how you started out. I know a lot of people can relate to making a little bit of money and then struggling. What would you say is the biggest thing that contributed to your success?
There's a lot of them. I think my never-ending passion for this industry. Like, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I love doing it. And I know that this is like a career. Like, I look at it like a long-term thing for me, that I'm going to do it for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you know. I love this so much because I know the freedom that it can provide for people. So mindset is 95% of success. No matter what the strategy you have, there are a million different strategies to be successful online. Some people kill it on Instagram. Some people, you know, set up Facebook fan pages and do that. Other people are focusing on different things or blogging. But no matter what the strategies or the little habits, it all comes down to who you are, your identity, what you think, what you believe in, your values, and who you are. Like, this industry is grounded in personal development. So when you're coming from this place of, I'm not just entering this field for the quick buck, you know, I'm just going to see if I can make some quick fix money and then go and do something else. If that's the mindset, that's typically what's not happening. You know, those people smell it from miles away. If they see that you have a vision, that you are thinking long term, that you are showing up day in and day out, that's what creates trust in the marketplace. Because people start to follow you, and they see that you are consistent. You're not just one day here and then the next day you're doing something else, because that was not your thing in the first place. You know, this industry is not for everybody. Some people, they say they may be introverted, and you know, I'm not the kind of person who is talking to people. That's not me. Well, you know, maybe you are introverted, but you can teach yourself how to be sociable and how to talk to people. I can tell you that. Well, how do I know? Because I was introverted. I was the person who are not initiating any conversation with other people. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm fine by myself. And I remember challenging myself. I took a sales job and I went to a supermarket and I started randomly approaching people in the supermarket and selling them on a Visa card that I need to create. And it was very uncomfortable for me. But I knew that by doing this, I would prove to myself that, you know, there is no thing like a rejection, and nothing bad can really happen. And, you know, this is like feeling this uncomfortable feeling and doing it anyways. That's what caused you to grow. And because this industry, home business industry, leadership, this is where it's at, and leading people and talking to people and your ability to influence other people, you really need to embrace being comfortable with the uncomfortable, with, you know, your ability to start conversations with people and really, you know, give your all. And what's beautiful is you're going to change as a person. You're going to change as a person. Your identity, who you think that you are, and what you think you're capable of. Once you start making $5,000, $10,000 a month, you will like gain a whole new set of like confidence in yourself, what you can accomplish. But before you even go there, before you even make $10,000 a month, you should have this kind of confidence and the mindset of a person who is already making $10,000 a month. I was talking about making $10,000 a month before I made a single dime. You know, I was talking about being successful, making six figures. I was talking about that stuff even before I got there physically. but I went there mentally. I was already talking, vibrating on this level, and that's what helped attract that into my life. So you don't actually you need to believe in something after you see it. You first see it in your mind's eye, you first believe it, and then the world will show it to you. The world will see it. So for me, it's all about this vision, having this vision, the long-term purpose, and showing up day in and day after, and being in love in this process of growth every single day. Learning something new every single day, but not just learning, but applying it and teaching it to other people, and striving to get better and better. That consistency pays off, and that's the number one thing that is lacking in many people, is they're just not consistent, in their businesses, in what they need to do to grow the business, to go to the next level. Should be consistent. So have a vision, have a long-term perspective. Never give up. Know that this is what you're going to do. This is your purpose, and love what you're doing. Love this process. Get in love in this process of learning and growing and building up your business, and you'll have a breakthrough.
Awesome. I love that you talk about personal development and mindset. That is really, really key in this industry. I know 2 years ago, before I got online, I didn't have any idea what that was. But since I've been working on it every day, just that alone has changed my life for the better. And I had somebody tell me not too long ago that personal development is 2 parts. It's mindset, which is very important, but it also, you have to be developing your skills. So what would you say is the number 1 skill that somebody in our industry needs to have or develop?
That's a good question, because skills is where it's at. A lot of people, they're just not focused on skill development, and that's why they're stagnating. And there is a specific set of skills that you need to master in this industry in order to be successful. There is just not one skill. There's a couple of them. There are a set of skills. And when you figure out what are those, and then you get to a point where you say to yourself, I want to master those. I'm going to do whatever it takes to master those skills. And I'll tell you what are those in my perspective. But when you make a decision to master the skills, that's when your life changes. That's when you are thinking, okay, I'm striving to be the best at these areas. And you're looking at the people who are successful, and you're kind of breaking it down. Okay, what is it they're doing? What are they really great at? And when you figure that part out, what are the specific skill sets? And if you're weak in this area, that's great. That's where most people are. They are weak in this area. Don't say, oh my God, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm weak in this area. I'm going to focus on my strengths. This is not my strength. This is my weakness. Oh my God, I'm not confident in this. I'm going to lose my confidence. It's bullshit. A lot of people in this industry, in personal development, they say, don't focus on your weaknesses. That's bullshit. That's how you grow. If there is something that is so important to succeed in this business, there's a skill set, and you're weak in this area, you gotta do whatever it takes, set a goal to improve this area. One of this is, for example, video marketing, being good at making videos. This is one of the most important skills. Why? Because we're living in a digital age. People get used to videos. People are watching billions of hours of videos on YouTube all the time. It's in our smartphones, it's everywhere. And that's how people really trust somebody to the online. They want to see, or the person I'm doing business with, and I trust this person. And the way that they determine that is, do they like you on video? If they have not met you in person, can they watch you online? And being online gives you this instant credibility, like you're your own movie star, your own TV show, and that's how people get to really know, like, and trust you by doing videos. So that's one of the skills that you need to improve on, to your ability to just show up relaxed and be entertaining and be informative and do great videos. Another skill set is prospecting, your ability to connect with people, your ability to turn somebody who you never met before into your business partner, friend, and somebody you're building a long-term business together. You know, how do you do that? There are specific principles, specific skills that once you, in mindset, everything is mindset and skill set, right? So when you figure it out, what is the philosophy behind it, what's the mindset behind it, and also what are the specific actions that you take, what are the specific skill sets. So in this particular area, there are certain rules, there are certain set of principles that when you master them, and there's usually about a half a dozen, you know, like 6 major principles that when you learn them, that's where the 80% that gives you the 20% of the you know, results are coming from the 80%, like the 80-20 rule. You know, when you figure out the 20 most important things, that's what gives you 80% of the results. That's and if you dig even deeper, what are the 20% of the 20%? What are the 4%, right, of things you can do that, or principles that are responsible for 90% of the results? Those are the most important ones. So you start there. So this is another area. Copywriting, your ability to write copy, your ability to be expressive with your words, whether on landing pages, email subject lines, you know, what you write in the email, how you set up funnels, all of that stuff is you are basically expressing yourself with a written word. Whenever you write emails or set up funnels and stuff like that, or even do something on social media, that's all copywriting. And even if you're doing videos, you're talking with words. So understanding copywriting, which is again, it's primarily human psychology, what makes people tick. When you know that, that's a very important skill. Your ability to influence people, leadership and influence, those are very, very important skills to master because you're dealing with people. So your ability to move people, influence people, everything that you can learn in this area, the skill set of moving people, influencing people, leading people, is going to serve you very well. Your ability to manage yourself, your ability to manage your state, your ability to manage your time, that is a critical skill to master, because if you don't, then you tend to focus on the things that are not important. You know, you're distracting yourself, you're allowing different demands from other people to, you're not really focused on what is most important, what will move you forward. So studying time management and how to manage your life, how to manage your time is very important skill to master. Not just in this industry, but in any business out there. What else? Your ability to build audience, you know, to grow your audience, whatever platform you choose. So mastering how to do that, how to build up your followers, your people who are watching you, who are consuming your stuff, who are giving you attention. How do you do that? And your ability to drive traffic, you know, knowing how to do that, where people are congregating, how you can take them from there, and how you can get them to your site, you know. Other than that, it's the basic skill set of an online business. You know, you do have to have the ability to set up your own pages, to control your funnels, to be in control of your message, to be in control of your branding, your positioning, because if you don't, then you will never grow out of this amateurish level. I mean, you can make some money, you can make $5,000, even if you're really suck at all the technical stuff, you know, you can still pull it off. But if you really want to become somebody who is consistently making 6 figures and you're building passive incomes and you're doing it online, then that's very important skill to master. Your ability to set up pages, funnels, and it's really not that difficult to really learn. You know, some people just don't realize there is like this tutorial section in every software or piece of thing that you buy. There is like a help and tutorial section. People never go there, you know. Like, I don't know how to set up a funnel. Oh my God. Did you watch a tutorial video about it? Hello? You know, did you spend an hour watching how to do it? You know, it's that simple. Today is very, very simple. You want to set up a blog, you can do it in 15 minutes. You want to set up a funnel, the basic funnel, all of that can be done in minutes today. Push of a button, boom, 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 and you're there. So it's not a technology. It's really it's a very lame excuse today in today's age. It used to be 10 years ago. It used to be way harder. Like an upload and video on YouTube was a big deal. Today, you can do it from your smartphone in a millisecond. You know, boom, and your video is there. So your ability to do webinars is another important skill to master. Your ability to congregate a group of people, to have them attend your training, and then deliver them value and offering them something. And how do you do that? How this whole thing works, you know? That's an important skill to master as an online marketer, because you are in control of your message. And all of those are kind of subsets of what's the core. The core is your ability to manage yourself, to lead yourself, and your ability to communicate and lead other people, you know? So those are the most important ones, whether you're on video, whether it's all communication. So the communication you're having with yourself, your mindset, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, and your ability to communicate with others and to influence them, whether you're writing something or you're speaking something, you know, a webinar or video, you know, how do you do that? That's a very important skill to master. So when you master those and you are well-rounded in all of those aspects, that's like a momentum balanced wheel that everything is firing off, all the cylinders are firing off, and you're suddenly everywhere. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and you build your list, and you, like, people receive messages to you from multiple directions, and the momentum starts to kick in. So that's kind of the skill set that you want to master.
Awesome. That was some good information. I know some people watching, to them that may seem like a lot that they have to learn, and especially for newbies, how do you not get overwhelmed with all that? I mean, how do you not get it? Because I hear so many people's thing. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. So how do you fight that? How do you not get overwhelmed?
That's a great question. People overwhelm themselves because they see, oh my God, I need to do everything, or I need to learn everything. And what they do is they watch training after training after training after training. They're not doing shit. You know, that's how you get overwhelmed very quickly. Like, you watch something, oh my God, I need to do this and this and this and this. And then you don't do it. And you actually go and watch another training that tells you need to do also this and this and this and this. And then you don't do it. And you watch another training. And then you're like, oh my God, your brain is frying. You don't get overwhelmed when you actually take action. You take action 80% of the time, and you learn 20% of the time. That's how you don't get overwhelmed. You know, most people, it's all vice versa. They're watching 80% of the time, they're training, and taking action 20% of the time. You know, and it's a good problem to be overwhelmed. Like, everybody is overwhelmed. If they allow themselves to be, if they're thinking like, oh my God, I need to do everything at the same time, you'll be overwhelmed. Nobody can do everything on their plans, what they're planning to do in their days, in their weeks. They cannot do everything, you know, and don't try to do everything. There's always going to be more stuff to do that you can do in a period of time that you have to do it. There's always be more things to do. So instead of being overwhelmed by that, what you need to do is figure out what are the 20% of the actions that give you 80% of the results. What are the income producing activities that you need to do right now that will take you to the next level? Don't focus on a giant, huge, big, So let's just rebrand everything. And like some people, they're like spending 3 months to design their perfect website. You know, like we just put this perfect blog together and design it all beautifully. And you know, I need to have all these tabs, and I need to have all this content, and I need to design my lead magnet. I need to create a 10 days funnel, and they just go and they you know, they work for months, and they're not making any money while this time. You know, so don't get caught up in perfection or in doing the things that, like, focus on the things that will give you results, the most chances of results, the activities, the action that will actually bring you right now closer to results as fast as you can possibly can, especially if you're a new entrepreneur and you have a family to feed. You know, you don't have time to mess around. You know, you want to get results, you focus on the things that will, what is the fastest, the most direct path to results. And it usually is success leaves clues. You see what a successful mentor has done, and you follow their footsteps to the T. And then you are having similar results after that. But in order to do that, you figure out where the 20% of action give you 80% results. You set an outcome. What is your outcome for today? And that's what you focus on. You have a block of time, and you remove all the distractions. If you need, put the headphones with nice music that is just like a focus music for an hour. And this hour, you don't do nothing, just one thing that you said, this is what I'm going to do. You do only this and nothing else for this hour. And the world doesn't exist. That's 1 hour, and that's what you do. That's it, you know. And you cannot be overwhelmed when you're focusing on one thing at a time, you know. So when you allow yourself this time to grow, and you set an outcome, you know why you're doing this, and you're focusing on the progress. You're focusing on, okay, I done it. Like I improved something, like I move forward, and you focus on the small wins, on the little things that, you know, don't take it for granted, but celebrate those little wins, celebrate those little successes that you have, the progress, and you'll feel this progress, this momentum building up, and you will not feel overwhelmed. Because you are focused on one thing, and you're actually taking action instead of just thinking about it, or, you know, worrying about it, or being afraid to do it. And, you know, that's where a lot of people live. I mean, just feel the fear and do it anyway, and just try it and mess with it and do mistakes, and, you know, and, you know, learn from them and move forward.
Right. I had that problem for a long time. I was too scared to actually take action, and I was overwhelmed. But once I actually, like you said, just pushed the fear aside and did it anyway, stepped out of my comfort zone, that's when, you know, the overwhelm stopped, when you take action. What would you say? I think I heard you say recently that you were stuck at like 10,000 a month for a little while. What do you say to somebody who is stuck, whether, you know, that maybe they've seen a little bit of results, but they're stuck in their business? How do you take it to the next level? How did you get unstuck?
How do you get unstuck? You get a mentor. That's how you get unstuck. Because a person from the outside, they can see what you don't see a lot of the times. You get a perspective. That's why mentoring is so important, because you get a different perspective. You know, the perspective is the most valuable thing. From experience and the different perspective of a mentor, can guide you very quickly. Okay, this is what you're not doing. This is what you should start doing. So when you're stuck, you definitely need to see like what it is you're actually doing. You know, is it productive or not? And you got to figure out what is the strategy, like what is the daily method of operation, like what is it that I am supposed to do, you know? And maybe in the beginning you will suck in those things, you know, but at least you know this is what you should do. And it's okay to suck at something for a little bit or for a while, because this is how you get better, you know. But at least when you know what it is that you need to improve and work on, and what it is you need to do, what is the strategy, then you can have something to work with, and you can improve in those areas to get the result that you want. So to unstuck is really get clear again on what is your vision, what is your goal, like why you are doing this in the first place, why are you in this industry. Never forget that, you know. Get it more, not just about yourself and, oh, I want to travel, I want to spend more time with the kids. That's a lot of me focused. Also have a vision of like, what is the legacy you want to create? What is the contribution you want to have? Get connected to that, to service the other people. And when you're clear of exactly what you want, and you're clear why you want it, that's where you get the juice, you know, and you feel compelled to do it. You want to do it as opposed to, oh, I have to do it, you know. That's a different feeling. So you're coming from a place of, I can wait to work on this, you know, this is changing people's lives, and I get to contribute to somebody, I get to inspire somebody, and you get a sense of meaning and purpose from it. So sometimes you don't realize that you are making progress. You just don't give credit to yourself. You are not taking the time to integrate it for a little bit and say, well, I did that. It was, you know, maybe not something that I expected it to be even bigger, but this is what it was. And you know what? I did it, and I was afraid, but I did it anyway. I learned from it, and I grown from it, and this is a win, you know. And feeling stuck is just not recognizing that you're doing something, you're taking action, then taking the time to reflect a little bit on the progress you've made, on the successes, the small successes you've had, the wins that you have. And while you're having progress, that's success. You know, success is having progress. If you are making progress, you are successful, and you are not stuck. You are in movement. You are in motion. The only reason why you can feel it stuck is if you're not doing anything, you know. If you're not taking massive action, you go and take massive action, you'll be unstuck in a moment, you know. Get clear on what it is you need to do, what is the strategy, and take massive action on it, and you will not be stuck. You will be in motion. You know, maybe it will not give you the instant results that you may be looking for, but you need to acknowledge that, you know. Maybe it's because this is the period, you know, it sucks a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, my time will come, and this is the story that I will create that will inspire so many other people. You know, I didn't allow myself to be stuck, and the time I was not making money at all, but I knew that I was improving every day. I was learning something new. I was getting better. I was working on my skills. So I didn't feel stuck. I felt I'm progressing, you know, and because of that, because I was growing every day, I knew that something great will happen. You know, sooner or later, the dam will open up, and the water will flow. You know.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you mentioned mentors and coaches, and I think that's very important to success. It helps shorten your learning curve, and it also helps you see things that you wouldn't see otherwise. Over the years, what would you say the best piece of advice one of your coaches or mentors has given you?
Oh, wow, many of them. The best piece of advice: just be yourself. Try and lead your life as you are. Don't listen to the people that may bring you down or don't believe in you, or trying to dictate how you should live your life. Don't listen to those people. Listen to your heart and be yourself. And sometimes don't listen to yourself, like your internal fears and doubts yourself. Not just other people, but you yourself. You can be your worst enemy, like your constant chatter and thoughts and worry and fear and self-doubt. Don't listen to that part of yourself. Listen to the strong and powerful part of yourself that knows the truth, that know that you're worthy, that you're capable, that you can do it, that you deserve it. Listen to that part, the empowering part, you know, the confident part, the part that is unstoppable, that knows that with enough time and focus and energy and commitment, you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Whatever somebody else has done, you can do it as well. If you have an inspiration to do something, it means you have the ability to do it as well. So listen to that part of yourself and be true to yourself and what you want to live, how you want to live your life. Because in the end of the day, in the end of the life, you know, that's what people are really regretting. When they're lying on the deathbed, there was this research has been done of people who have been asked, you know, what are your regrets right now, or in the end of your life? So what came the most was, you know, I wish I was not working that much. You know, I wish I was not working that much. There's the number two, I wish I spent more time with friends and family, which will tend to give you an idea of how important it is, this area. I wish I would, you know, do what made me happy more, you know, instead of like restricting or thinking or, you know, what other people may think and being too concerned about that, but doing what makes you happy, and living your life as you want it, not the kind of life that other people expect you to or think that you should do this or that, but listening to your heart and what you really want to do in your life, you know. That's how you will not have regrets, if you listen to that, if you listen to your heart. So I think that may be one of the best pieces of advice I got, you know. Otherwise I would have studied in university, finished my degree, I made my mom very happy, I'll put it in a nice wall and stare at it and say, I achieved it, yeah, let's go to work like everybody else and get my $5 per hour.
I love it. Excellent advice. I just have a couple more questions. What's the biggest mistake you see marketers making today?
The biggest mistake that marketers are making, they are not really focusing on building their brand online, their audience, which is even more important than just the brand. It's the audience of people that are following them, that are the channels of communication. How do you tell your story? How do you have your videos when you create and your stories that you have to be actually heard and seen by other people? It's all through the channels of marketing. So that's a big mistake that people are not focusing on that to actually grow that audience and focusing on consistently growing that, so they can have spread their message to those. You know, the more reach you have, your ability to go and have your message reach more people, the more successful you're going to be. Another big thing that people don't have is they don't have a solid backend of a funnel or something that people can go through and build trust with them while they're sleeping or doing whatever. You know, when you're doing your videos on the front end and you market yourself out there online, you should have a way to bring people into your world, into your reality, and capture their information and communicate with them over and over, and also win their heart by giving them something cool. That's something I'm actually going to work on this month again. And I did it multiple times before, but I'm going to do it again. I'll set up a nice set of videos that will be very strategic, and somebody will go and download my ebook, let's say. With that, they're going to get immediately access to a first video that will be pure value. On this video, I'll just be teaching them about stuff, sharing my story, and connecting with them, and nothing for sale. I'm not going to sell them anything. I'm just going to tell them, watch your email. Tomorrow I'll send you another cool video where I'll go more in depth about what I just shared with you. And then I'm going to get another video. I'm not going to sell their nothing too. Just going to spread the seeds in their mind, so to speak, while they're watching that, but getting tremendous value. So the third video they're going to watch, again, nothing for sale. So those 3 videos alone, they're going to build massive goodwill and trust passively all the time. It will happen in the background with every new person. And then 4th video, I'm going to offer something for sale. Now I'll have this funnel set up, and then I'll just market everything outside, all the social media, all the Instagram, everything will point to one thing: go get my ebook. And they get my ebook, they start seeing my videos. So all of that will happen, and boom, I'll have people, a list of people who trust me. They got value from my ebook, they got value from my videos. Now I can market them anything I want because they will listen to me. I have not just, boom, and sold them something. Immediately I over deliver on the value in the front end, and now it gives me a permission to ethical and moral permission to sell something that is incongruent with what I was going to teach them. So it's time to create it for me again. I did it before, and now I'm going to do even better job at it with all the new knowledge I gained. So that is the one of the biggest mistakes that people don't make, because it allows you to have people who just come to you and they say, well, I watched your training, it's awesome, can you coach me, can you teach me, and what are you doing? And now you can communicate with them. You can, if you're knowing all the other stuff, the communication stuff, the leadership, it's super, super, super easy. And that's how I started to get my success as well in the early days. I had a training, people were going through it, they were learning from it, and they reached out to me, or I reached out to people who did go through it and converted to sales. So definitely do it. It will probably be ugly in the beginning. It will probably be suck, I can tell you that, especially like you're brand new, you have no experience, no story, you suck at video, that's why I say go and start doing videos every day. That will prepare you for all the future marketing you're going to do. That just goes without saying. Just start doing it, no excuses. And every funnel that you'll create, it will be just better and better and better with time, because the skill sets, the new skill sets and mindsets that you'll have. So
yeah, I see that a lot too. People just they just spam their link everywhere. Their first thing, if they're in your inbox saying buy from me before they give any kind of value. So I think that's an awesome advice. What about people who are brand new? Is it okay to leverage other people's stuff in the beginning? How do you feel like about that?
Of course, you should leverage other people's stories. You should leverage other people's funnels, because you don't have your own, and it's okay. You can build off of other people's stories until you create your own. If you, let's say, hang out with celebrities, but you are not a celebrity yourself, but you can say, hey, would you want to come and hang out with me? And I'll introduce you to a couple of celebrities that I have, Suddenly people say, of course, I want to hang out with, let's go, where, you are not a celebrity, but just because you know celebrities and you can introduce them to a celebrity, you kind of borrow their celebrity to yourself a little bit, you become more of a celebrity just by the power of association. So this is the very same thing. If you edify and talk highly and encouraging and you are in good connection with celebrities in this space, you know, and not celebrities on TV, but in this space we are like a mini celebrity. It's good. You can go on the street, nobody recognizes you who you are, but you can make it hundreds of thousands of dollars online. But go on the street, nobody knows who you are. That's the best thing, you know. Well, celebrities, they deal with this stuff. They go in the streets and people do recognize them, and they don't have a private moment, you know. But here's an internet marketer. You can actually go outside and nobody recognizes you. They don't know who you are, but you're a mini celebrity in the space online. So when you edify other celebrities, when you do interviews with other successful people in the space, when you are just the power of association, you know, the power of you're close to them, you're sharing their story, it's almost as powerful as sharing your own story. You know, it's like close, like you share other people's story. It has like the same effect as if you are sharing your own story. So learning the power of that and leveraging the stories of other people who are successful and leveraging them, you know, that's how you create leverage. And you stand on the shoulders of giants and you become a giant yourself, you know. That's how you build yourself up, by, you know, you just teaching from the stuff that they're teaching, you're, you know, mentioning them, you're talking about them, and all of that stuff, it just helps you to build up your own story. It was time. Your identity as a marketer will evolve, will get better, and you'll be more clear about your message, your position in the marketplace. And all of that is changing all the time, and you can have a better position all the time. You engineer that in the marketplace, but you got to start from somewhere. And if you're brand new, you know, that's what you do. You leverage what already has been created, and you leverage the stories that has been created, the success stories, you know, and you build on that. And when people, you're kind of like the key that unlocks the door to the treasure. You know, here's the treasure. I don't have the treasure. My treasure is that I know where the treasure lies. That's my treasure. You know, you open up my key to the door and I will show you where all the treasure is. Doesn't mean that I have personally in my house, but I have the key to other person's house, and there's the treasure is. So if you want to find a treasure, I have the key. Let's go with me. You know, that's how it goes.
Awesome. My last question for you is, what is your goal? What's your biggest goal for 2017?
Create $1 million. To generate $1 million. That's my biggest goal in 2017. If I do that, then, you know, there will be a big major breakthrough for me. And I will have to do things differently, in a way more leveraged way, to accomplish that. It will cause me to grow, and I will definitely need to learn from people who have done it in order to do it, or the people who already made $1 million a year, and learn from them what are they doing that I'm not doing, and get uncomfortable again, you know, and start doing those things. That's how I'm going to grow. I cannot just stay and do the same things and expect the different results. You know, if you do certain things and it got you, let's say, 10,000 a month, then you can do the same things and you'll get 10,000 a month. But if you want 50,000 a month or 100,000 a month, then doing the same thing that brought you 10,000 a month, well, most of the time, most of the cases, it will not cut it, because you only have 24 hours a day, you know, and that's all you have. Doing more things of the same will not necessarily create more leverage to 10 times your income. So that's not how it works. To create 10 times more income, you'll have to change your mindset and do things differently, maybe totally differently than you are doing. And you should be okay with that, with experimenting, was falling flat on your face, was failing again, you know, and picking yourself up again, because that's how you grow. That's how you grow to the next level. So that's my goal.
Awesome. I have no doubt that you will achieve it. And I thank you so much for your time today. The stuff you shared was amazing. I'm myself, I'm going to go back and watch it again and take notes, because it was good stuff. If for those of you watching, if you would like to learn the exact strategies that Vitaliy is using, that he used to generate his income, be sure to get with me, and I can message me, and I can point you in the right direction. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Vitaliy, before we go?
I would say that you are worthy of your dreams. Set a dream that is worthy of you. You know, set a dream that is worthy of you, not the other way around. And really go after it. If you're in the space, in the home-based business industry, we have a training for you that we can share, that can really help you to what I know and what I've been accumulating, the knowledge and skill sets and the mindsets that you need to succeed, like what you have right now, but you got from this interview. We dive deep into that stuff, so you actually have it as a skill. So if you want to learn and go to the next level, then feel free to message either Tiffany or me, and we're going to help you start it in the right direction to learn those skills that you need in order to succeed in 2017, reach your goals.
Awesome. Right. Awesome. And I can attest that the membership area you have is above and beyond anything I've ever seen. I'm truly learning a lot, and it's good stuff. So
yeah, I'm constantly improving that. There is like 25 hours of training and coaching there right now, and I'm constantly adding to that and improving. And if you just go through this training, you'll know exactly what you need to do to be successful. So I'm very excited about that. Everybody who get access to this training.
Yeah, it's good stuff for sure. And yet I know just the other day you added a video that was just, I mean, that video along with your live recruiting was worth, I mean, the cost of the membership, that one video, and there's tons of stuff in there. So
yeah, awesome.
You do for us.
I appreciate you too. Awesome. So yeah, you're watching this right now. Just know that this is your time to crush it. This is your year, and you deserve it. And we'll do anything we can in our power to really help you reach your big goals and big dreams. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for this interview that we've done.
Thank you too.